Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Next Saturday's video, Saturday and Saturdays, I do Cellar Saturday where I drink something off the shelves behind me, and I've been cheating a little bit lately, but not today. I actually am drinking something off the shelves to my side, but kind of behind me. So I had 4 of these 120-minute from Dogfish Head. 2 of these ones and then 2 other vintages. That's why I picked this, because I already have one more of these still sitting on the shelf. So it's actually from July 2015, so it's a little over 8 years old in the bottle. It says ages well right on it. These are usually about 15-ish% alcohol. What you have here is a holy grail of hop heads. This beer is continually hopped over a 120-minute boil and then dry hop for over a month. Enjoy now or age for a decade or so. So not quite a decade, leaning more into the or so. I wax sealed it, if you're wondering. If you ever want to wax seal, I did actually post a video about how I do that. It's been a while since I've done it, but it's cool. I mean, it might help with the oxidation, but it definitely psychologically helps me age things longer because I went to all the trouble, it's actually not that hard, of aging it, or of wax sealing them. I might as well age them. So if you've never had this beer before, yeah, I mean, hoppy for sure, but it drinks more like a barley wine than like I don't know, triple IPA or something. So if, like a American light barley wine, because it's got that hop kick to it. A brown orange color, not a lot of head, given the ABV, and I didn't pour that aggressive. I'm not surprised. Definitely some legs. They're relatively clear legs, not a lot of lacing sticking to the side of the glass, a little bit, kind of, actually it's pretty cool with the logo there. This is their higher ABV, smaller format glass. I have a bunch of Dogfish Head glasses. That's what this is about. You're like, we can see that. Tell us what it smells like. Well, let's get into that aroma. It's very much candied hops. You get hops, mostly orange, piney, more orange than pine, orange zest, orange peel more than anything, but candied. And then you get, and it's been a long time since I've had them, but a couple times, 2 different companies, if I remember correctly, they just were hop hard candies, and it very much smells like that. Syrupy, not quite maple syrup, but it's not as simple as simple syrup, but like definitely syrupy. A light, maybe a watered down caramel syrup, which sounds disgusting, but like it's not as intense as pure caramel is my point. Honey. A little bit of molasses in there. For 8 years, I mean, this smells fantastic, just to put that out there. For 8 years, you still get decent amount of hop expression, which is cool. It very much smells like a big, like American style barley wine, more of a blonde barley wine if you want to get that specific. But yeah, 8 years in the bottle, it smells fantastic in the glass. Let's see about the taste. Cheers. That's really nice. This beer really does age well. This and Worldwide Stout. I mean, if you're watching this video, you probably know that already. But Dogfish Head, they were an early one for me where they, like this one just straight up will say this ages well, or like what's the one, it says something like dig a hole and bury this, and then come back to it years later. So they helped me kind of start aging beer, but they're 100% right. A beer like this, I have had 120-minute very fresh bottle and on draft, and I do like that, don't get me wrong, but man, with age on it, it is better for sure. Again, it's probably around 15% alcohol. You don't get a lot of alcohol. You get the warmth. You get a little bit of alcohol breath. My wife's out with a friend right now, and I'm sure when she comes home, she's going to be like, how? Oh, sorry. She doesn't talk like that. She'll be like, kind husband, what is the ABV of that beer? Because that's more how she talks. Where was I talking about before I went off on a tangent about how my wife talks? Oh, yes, the alcohol. Yeah, you don't taste much of it though, and I wouldn't mind in this beer. I know it's funny because like if you watch my triple IPA videos, I'm always like, this is a style I don't want to taste any alcohol. But again, this drink's more like a barley wine, an old ale, a hoppy old ale. So I expect some alcohol taste, and this is definitely within my threshold how much alcohol I want to taste. Like the aroma, I get a good amount of orange peel, but more pine. Like I got it in the aroma, I said that, but I said more orange. I get a little bit more pine in the taste. It doesn't have, again, 8 years, doesn't have any cardboardiness, like doesn't even drink stale at all. I'm really glad I have another bottle of this because I think it's going to continue to age very well. You get some of that molasses. The syrup thing, it has a little bit of viscosity to it, which lends itself to the syrup thing. It has sweet moments, but again, this hoppy presence brings some bitterness to it for sure. So it's not just like drinking simple syrup or whatever. There's much more going on and much more nuance with that bitterness. So yeah, I mean, this is just, it's a great sip. I mean, it should definitely be a sipper kind of a beer. Golden raisins, some dried fruits that way. Hint of plum, prune. Even with the compounding alcohol, it's still within what I want. The hops are also kicking out a little bit of a menthol. I don't want to say mint because it's not like you just brushed your teeth and started drinking it, but there's a little bit of this herbaceous, minty thing there, which is, I think, super good. And I like that has this herbaceous note from the hops. It's cool. And again, it's not like, because I said orange, right? So it's the classic, you brush your teeth and then drink orange juice. It doesn't drink like that at all. It's just a little herbaceous, a little minty. Yeah, this is a super, let me do another sip. I've been sitting on this for 8 years. If it's a longer review, it is what it is. This beer deserves to be discussed. A little prickly, but still some rounding of the edges, which I think is one of the best things about aging beers, is if there are, sharp edges, the time will round them out, typically, and will help meld flavors for sure. And that there is that here, but again, just because this beer is so big and boisterous, there is still some pops and some edges, especially with that, bitterness. But again, I mean, they put it right on there. Hopheads, heaven, or whatever they said. Holy Grail, right? Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I'm sure I could have done a live stream on this and just kept talking about it as it warms and all that. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up, pour the rest of it, get my Instagram shot. Actually, probably put a little lid on it, put it in the refrigerator for a bit as I make dinner or start prepping dinner, and sip on it for the rest of the night. What are you guys drinking? Have you ever had this beer before? Have you had it aged 8 years or longer? Have you had it fresh? You like Dogfish Head? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews, both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.